Hey guys, today we're going to swap the spark plug on the DRZ400S. So this is going to be a real quick job. This is an NGK plug, a CR8E or a 1275. That's it right there. Let's jump on in and get right down to it. Okay, so the first step is we're going to remove the seat. I'm going to pull the seat right off. All right, next up, 10mm bolts right here. We're going to pull those off. Next up, we're going to remove 2 of the shroud bolts on each side. Just make sure to hold on to the little washers on them so you don't lose them. So we don't need to take these shrouds totally off, just the 2 on each side. Okay, next up, make sure that your fuel is in the on position. Prime will dump gas, and you don't want it on reserve, although reserve would probably work, but we're leaving it to on. You won't spill fuel other than what's in this fuel line here. So we're going to remove this clip. And I'm just going to break the seal right there. A little bit of gas, not much. Now what we'll do is we're going to pull the tank straight up, and there's actually a vacuum line. I might be able to get to it right here. There's a vacuum line right behind it that we're going to pull off. There we go. Now we should be able to remove the tank completely. Okay, now we have access to the coil wire. We're going to pull this straight up. There we go. This connects it. Okay, the next step that I would recommend is blasting air down in here to get any dirt out of there. And honestly, you can blast around the engine and just kind of remove any loose dirt, because you don't want dirt falling into that engine whenever you pull that plug out. Okay, next up we're going to pull the old plug out. So I've got a universal socket here, and the new spark plug looks like a 16mm fits it, so that's what I put on it here. Doesn't take much at all. Okay, so there's the old spark plug compared to the new. It's not in bad shape. Now let's go ahead and put the new one in. And whenever you put the new one in, you want to thread it by hand easily first, before you get cranking on it, just to make sure that it threads down in there correctly. Okay, so we've got it in there, and I can feel that it's snugged up, so I'm just gonna, you don't have to go crazy on these, but you do want it snugged down. I believe this one has got a crush washer type setup on the spark plug, so I'm just giving it just a little test there, and I'm feeling pretty good with that. That's pretty snug, so always be careful whenever you're putting in the spark plugs. I want to say the torque specs are like 8 foot-pounds, which is almost nothing. So if you have a torque wrench, just double check the torque rating, just look it up on Google and make sure that's correct. Or if you're comfortable setting it yourself, then by all means do that. Next thing what I'm gonna do is probably put some dielectric grease down in there just to ensure a good contact or keep from corrosion happening. And then that's it. We're gonna put it all back together. Not bad.